It's time for another everything in one day challenge. This time, we're doing EPCOT. Why don't you guys come along? Let's go make some memories together. That's right, everybody. Welcome back to another everything in one day challenge where I complete everything in the theme park in one day. You guys have seen my Magic Kingdom challenge, my Animal Kingdom challenge, or really any of my other challenges. You know I don't like to use Genie Plus or individual lightning lanes. I like to show you guys how to complete these parks without the use of a skip the line service. However, when virtual queue is required to ride certain attractions, I will join that, just like I did this morning. I also don't consider live entertainment, character meet and greets, nighttime spectaculars, or an EPCOT special case showcase pavilions as part of the challenge. Now, with all that said and out of the way, let's go complete EPCOT. It is shortly before 9 a.m., which means I'm here for EPCOT rope drop. Now, unfortunately, I am not a Disney Resort guest, so I will not be taking part in early entry. However, I'm pretty confident I don't think I'm gonna need it today. Well, look at that, they are feeling very generous. It is a little before 9 a.m. and they're already letting us through, which is even better for us on a time challenge like today. Here we are at the split of Spaceship Earth. We are actually gonna take a right because we are headed right back into World Showcase. So here's the thing about EPCOT, it's massive. I personally think it's the largest park just because I feel like it takes me the longest to traverse. This is truly a park that I think takes 2 days to completely immerse yourself and really enjoy the park. So because it is so big, one of the biggest hurdles is backtracking. This is not a park you want to find yourself zigzagging back and forth. So I've come in with a very strict plan on everything that I need to do today. While everyone runs towards Ratatouille, Frozen Ever After, Test Track, Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm gonna go to a very underrated attraction. It's still back in France, but it's not what you guys think it's going to be. I'm actually headed towards Impressions de France, which I think out of every attraction, movie, show, ride of anything in all of Walt Disney World, this has the strangest hours to me. It is open for the first 30 minutes, yes, 30 minutes of EPCOT being open, and then doesn't come back till like the last hour and a half. And because I don't want to backtrack a ton in this park, I'm making that my very first thing. In fact, I'm making France my very first thing. Impressions of France is an opening day attraction here at EPCOT, and it's a wonderful little film about life in France in the late 70s, early 80s. Shows life in all the different cities and the gorgeous countryside. This attraction shares its theater with another show, which is why it has such strange hours. So we'll definitely be back in this building later. Now, unfortunately, I can't film the attraction, but I'll see you guys right afterwards. All right, first attraction of the day complete. Again, very underrated film. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I really don't like that the other attraction, which again, we will see later, takes its spot for 90% of the day. Now I know Ratatouille is one of the biggest rope drop things people will do here. It's great for people who are staying over at the resorts on Crescent Lake, so Yacht Beach Boardwalk, because it's right there with International Gateway. Now I'm assuming it's probably already gonna be at a 75 to 90 minute wait, which obviously is not ideal given today's time constraints. However, something like this, something like Frozen, gotta have to just bite the bullet and just wait for it since I'm not using Genie Plus. Well, anyways, let's head back to the very back of the France Pavilion and go ride Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is a slow-moving 3D dark ride where you shrink down to the size of a rat, run around a Parisian kitchen, kind of loosely follows the events of the Ratatouille film, and ultimately you get to dine at Chef Remy's brand new restaurant.
Oh, when's it gonna pop? Ooh! Oh no! Ooh. Oh, there we
go. Well, what a treat that was. The entire queue and the attraction in about an hour. Posted 85.90, so that's a really good sign for us today. We're starting off on a good note. So we are almost done with the France Pavilion. We have one more attraction to do. And frankly, out of every attraction here in Walt Disney World, at all 4 parks, it's probably my least favorite thing. And that's the Beauty and the Beast sing-along, which shares the same theater as Impressions de France. This is what's gonna be in the theater for most of the day. This is of course, sing-along with your favorite Beauty and the Beast songs. However, they added a little twist to where LeFou was present the entire time. We just didn't know it, but he's part of the reason why Belle and Beast fell in love. Pros, Beauty and the Beast is arguably one of Disney's best films. Absolutely gorgeous, stunning music. It definitely holds up after over 30 years. And two, I forgot Angela Lansbury was like the narrator for all of that, Mrs. Potts. And since she's passed away since I last seen this, it kind of hit a little different. It was a little sad. But cons, do we really need to rewrite Beauty and the Beast to have LeFou be the reason they fell in love? Really? Did we need it? Well, anyways, we're done with France, which means we are going to leave this pavilion. And in a perfect world, I would head over to the American Adventure for that next performance of the American Adventure. However, they don't go on until 11:45, which is about 45 minutes from now. And I mentioned not backtracking at all, but I think I'm gonna go back to Canada, which is the start or end of World Showcase on the left-hand side, which is only 2 pavilions away from where I am. So I think I'm actually gonna go and do that first, because that's only gonna be like a 15-minute show, and then make my way back over to America and finish out World Showcase going counterclockwise. Canada Far and Wide is a circle vision show where you stand in a circular rotunda. And just like Impressions to France, it shows the life and times of Canadians all across the country. And it's actually narrated by Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy, who are, in real life, real Canadians. Canada Far and Wide done, which means we are done with the Canada Pavilion in general, and that means we're halfway done with World Showcase. Now that's one of 2 Circle Vision shows that we're gonna be seeing here at EPCOT. You guys will see the next one later. What I like most about Circle Vision is that it's got that 360 view as it's in the name. So no matter where you look during the performance, you can see a ton of different things. So you can go to it multiple times, maybe not see everything. Now it is a little after 11-ish, about 11:30, which is perfect timing for me for the American Adventure show. So we are gonna make our way back through the first, or the back half of World Showcase and up to the very center for the performance. The American Adventure is an audio animatronic show not too different from Hall of Presidents over in the Magic Kingdom. It's hosted by Thomas Jefferson and Mark Twain as they recount specific events throughout American history leading up to modern day. If I had to pick a favorite theater show here in World Showcase, I think this would be it. It's incredibly impressive by how many different sets and animatronics are part of it. And frankly, it's pretty patriotic. So they asked everybody not to film, which is totally fine. Guess we just hate patriotism. No, I'm just kidding. Wonderful show. I feel like, again, very underrated performance. I feel like a lot of World Showcase shows and things are very underrated here. But if you notice, I had to go up an escalator and across that rotunda and back down because all the set changes for that show are literally underneath the seats the entire time. So there's so many different set changes, and it's so impressive to watch every single time. And I hate that I couldn't show you guys that today, but if you've seen the show, that's where all of the set changes are at. All right, well, we continue pressing on through World Showcase. We've got 3 attractions left here, and thankfully they're all right back to back. So we're gonna make our way over to China first for the first one, then Norway, then Mexico. So a lot of the reason why I started here in World Showcase instead of all the attractions at the front of the park, because there's way more at the front of the park, is because not many people come back here to World Showcase until later in the day. People kind of walk in, see the first attraction, they start doing stuff up there. That's why I said EPCOT's very much a 2-day park, because you can spend the entire day just exploring the front of the park in World Celebration, World Nature, and World Discovery. So the thought process is by the time we finish up here in World Showcase, the front of the park will be empty because everyone's back here now eating festival food because we're still in Flower and Garden and just soaking up the world culture and the edutainment and all that stuff. So that means hopefully the rest of the evening should be pretty easy. Also unsure of how the weather is going to be today. I walked out of the American Adventure and I saw droplets on the ground. Not a ton, but a little bit. But we're looking a little gray. Thankfully, EPCOT doesn't have a ton of outdoor stuff. They really only have Test Track, which we don't have to worry about till later. So we may have to poncho up at some point and continue walking around. But right now, we're fine. Reflections of China is our second Circle Vision 360 show we're gonna catch today. Just like Canada Far and Wide, it takes you through the life and times of the Chinese, through their culture and their history. And it's a pretty mystical journey. It's actually really entertaining and my favorite of the 2 Circle Visions. Well, I called it. All right, we are ponchoed up. Hopefully you guys can still hear me with my mic underneath my poncho. Hopefully it's not too scratchy. But yeah, Reflections of China, great attraction. It feels shorter than the Canada one. I don't know if it actually is or not, but I like the one a lot more. I just think it's more entertaining. They were supposed to do an update for it a couple years ago to Wondrous China, and it never happened. The rain's gonna slow us down a little bit, but let's go hop on over next door to Norway for Frozen Ever After. Frozen Ever After is a slow-moving boat ride with a little bit of thrill. It takes place after the events of the first Frozen movie. We're celebrating the Summer Snow Day. You can hear familiar music from the first Frozen movie, and I actually really enjoy this attraction. Frozen is one of my favorite Disney movies.
Oh! Oh, I got soaked.
All right, well, time continues to be on our side. Posted 85 when I walked in, dropped down to 65, only went a little over 30, so not bad for that. Especially consider like the rain kind of pushed everybody inside. I don't know if you guys have seen the most recent version of this attraction in Hong Kong, and then the newer version of kind of this attraction over at Tokyo. Blows ours out of the water. I know ours is almost 8-9 years old at this point, so difference in a decade of technology, but I genuinely hope that we get the animatronics that are over in those countries because they look so good. Fingers crossed over the next couple of years we see that update. Not only is time on our side, but weather is on our side. Just like in classic Florida fashion, it's like the rain never happened. But look at the line for Frozen now. I got really lucky. Well, we are just about wrapped up here with World Showcase. One attraction left in the Mexico Pavilion. So let's go do Grand Fiesta Tour. Grand Fiesta Tour, starring the Three Caballeros, is a slow-moving boat ride in the Mexico Pyramid, where you join Panchito and Jose to find Donald. And it's time to get the band back together. All right, and just like that, World Showcase complete. We're done here. Now it's a little after 2 o'clock now. A lot of things I had to do in World Showcase were very, very time consuming with shows, waiting for attractions, but I kind of knew that coming in. But I'm still getting a little pressured for time because I haven't done anything up front. I only have about 7 hours left. So it's time to strategize. Like I said, I do have virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy. I was actually group 23, which is around park opening, and I very well missed that. But with Guardians, you can kind of show up whenever you want. Tron over at Magic Kingdom, not so kind with it. I'm probably gonna save that whole world discovery area, so Guardians, Mission Space, and Test Track for the later end of the night, because I kind of want to go and prioritize world nature. So with that logic, let's head over to the Imagination Pavilion and meet our purple friend Figment. Oh my gosh, look at that crowd. That's really the crowd for Figment today? Oh my gosh. Yeah, the app says that's a 30-minute wait. We're not doing that right now. We're actually gonna go over to the Seas Pavilion first because the Nemo attraction is only like a 5-minute wait, maybe 10. And that is a lower number than 30. The Seas with Nemo and Friends is not only the name of the Seas Pavilion itself, but it's the name of the slow-moving dark ride attraction here, where you board a clam mobile and you relive the story of Finding Nemo. You'll see some of your favorite characters and enjoy some of the music also featured over in the Finding Nemo musical at Animal Kingdom. Season Nemo and Friends does spit you out here into the aquarium portion of the Seas Pavilion, which means we're gonna do the other attraction in here, which is Turtle Talk with Crush. Turtle Talk with Crush is an interactive show mostly geared towards children, where you go underwater and you speak to Crush, you learn things about sea turtles, and Crush learns things about humans.
Awesome. Dude, do you know how to talk like a sea turtle? Well, can you say sweet? Can you say dude? Put them together, say sweet dude.
Sweet dude.
There you go, dude. You're totally talking like a turtle. Dude, you so totally rock. Anytime a sea turtle says you so totally rock, you're supposed to reply, dude. So let's try it. You so totally rock.
Dude.
There you go, dudes. Now you're all talking like turtles. Sweet. Oh, so just like rock on, dude. You gotta do like that. That makes way more sense than what I was originally told. My friend Jeff was like, dude, that's for pointing out people's issues. Just be like, you got a problem? It's like, dude, funny, I don't think that's correct. That's funny. I got an opposable thumb out of it. That's kind of cool.
Now, just like that, we are done with the Seas Pavilion. I was actually just in here the other day to do the 2 attractions that you guys just saw as part of my Pixar challenge, where I ran around all 4 parks in one day to do everything Pixar. So if you guys want to watch that challenge, that was a super fun one to make. I will link it in the description below and at the cards at the end. It was probably my most difficult challenge I've ever done. Again with the weather, you would have never guessed that we had rain earlier. It's gorgeous now. Now, not too far from the Seas Pavilion is Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, which is the newest attraction here at Epcot. This is a edutainment style walkthrough attraction where you get to learn about the cycle of water. And of course, what better way to learn about water than the princess who can speak with water, Moana. Now, as you make your way through each little segment, you're gonna see the different placards like this. So here we are at rain, and we've got rain coming from the rocks above. So as we're walking through, I'm gonna try and point out different characters I see along the way, since there's quite a few that are hidden in here. And our very first one is actually Jomphe. It's like playing a big water harp. Here we are coming up to the stream section, which has some really fun interactivity things with it. You stand here on the little water droplet. You can kind of conduct water. See if I can get it to work really well. There we go. Yeah, look at that. You can also spot Maui and its hook right there. Also, I love that like Spaceship Earth just kind of looms in the background for the entire time you're in here. It just really adds a sense and reminder that you are at Epcot, which is all about learning. Footprints, I almost didn't see those, but they're filled with water because Hey-Hey's here. Here we are at the spring section, which again is a really, really fun interactive part. All right, so we're gonna stand on the little water droplet. You're gonna hold your hand over. Ooh, this one gets really high really fast. And I'm frankly getting kind of wet. So if you don't want to get wet, this might not be the best experience for you, but I think it's a ton of fun. Pull your hand away, see if it drops. There we go. Put it back out, and it comes back up. And pull it away, and it falls back down. Now this is part of the land section. This is like a magical waterfall. You can still take the dry path if you want, but why would you? It's not near as fun. And I keep saying, oh, this is my favorite part, but like this also might be my favorite part. You can see the water right there. I'm gonna walk and part the curtain, and I'm dry. Look at that. As we round the corner, we come to the lake area, and of course we have Jomphe herself. Amazing photo op if you guys have the time to stop here and do it. Just look how pretty this is. This is all just so gorgeous, and especially because the weather is like perfect now. Oh, I love it. We're entering our final segment, which is the ocean. Again, for like the 8,000th time, this might be my favorite part. Oh no, the like ocean wave part's down. That's sad. It's a really fun part where like you have 5 different people standing here and you all throw your hands up and it's just giant wave that comes up. That's a bummer. And of course now we find Moana herself ready for action. She's got her oar with her. This fun part's still open though. You jump on it, you send water up. Go underneath the dangerous blast of water. Oh, getting wet, getting wet. And eventually all water makes its way back to the sky, which we have with all of the mist. And on the other side was the rain portion. So you can loop right back around and do this all over again, just like the cycle of water. I thoroughly really enjoy Journey of Water. That got a lot of flack when they first announced it was coming here because it's based on a Disney film. And if you guys know Epcot's history, there wasn't a lot of Disney here at Epcot. This was kind of like the park to get away from Disney. Disney was all over at Magic Kingdom. So with all these rides and shows and things coming to Epcot that are all based on pre-existing films, doesn't make a lot of die-hard Epcot fans happy. But that at its core is 100% Epcot. You're literally learning. And if we need to have a character attached so children and families and people can learn about certain things, then why not? And that is just so well done. I love seeing the adults having fun in it. I have fun in it. And I'm so glad that it's here. Well, we are going to continue on here in World Nature and head into the land pavilion because there are 3 attractions inside this building. From up here at the balcony, we can see attraction 1, Soarin', attraction 2, Living with the Land, and attraction 3, a film called Awesome Planet. And I think that's where we're going to start. Awesome Planet is a short film where you learn about how truly awesome our planet is. It stars Modern Family's Ty Burrell as your narrator, and you learn just how fascinating planet Earth can be. All right, just wrapped up Awesome Planet. Again, couldn't film in that one since it is a movie, but what a wonderful little short. Very National Geographic-esque, explores the different biomes and regions of our planet and talks about the different aspects of them, and it's truly, truly beautifully shot. But it also talks about how dangerous our world is and how we're kind of falling apart and how we're kind of losing our planet. So it's up to us to fix it. Well, it did spit us out right here at Living with the Land, so let's make that our next attraction. Living with the Land is a slow-moving boat ride here in the Land Pavilion where you get to learn about agriculture, take a trip through the greenhouses that actually grow real vegetables, the fish farm, and this ride has remained a fan favorite over many, many years due to how just really relaxing it is. Living with the Land, as amazing as ever. I absolutely adore that attraction. And I don't know if it's seasonal for the festival right now, but the little Disney displays inside of it were so cute. There was like Little Mermaid, there was Snow White, Winnie the Pooh, and Alice in Wonderland. That was my favorite one, was Alice in Wonderland. I don't know if there was any more, but I love that those were in there. Those were really fun. Well, we've got one attraction left here in World Nature, and it's inside the Land Pavilion, so let's go do Soarin'. It dropped down to 20 minutes. Soarin' Around the World is a flight simulator attraction where you board on a hang glider of sorts and make your way around the world. You'll see different icons and different major cities. And the last time I went on this was actually the original California edition, but now the standard version is back.
Nice work, pal.
And just like that, we have finished the Land Pavilion and finished World Nature, so that's another land off of our checklist. Let me know in the comments, do you guys have a favorite Soarin' smell? I'm personally team flying over Fiji. I know everyone loves the orange scent from California, but Fiji, because it's the same one they have in Flight of Passage at Animal Kingdom, that's my favorite one. Or better yet, what's your favorite transitional jump scare? I really like either the kite or the hawk. The hawk's a really good one, especially people who have never been on it before, because they always shriek when it happens. Well, now I say we head over to the Imagination Pavilion and start knocking out the World Celebration attractions. Let's finally go see Figment. Journey into Imagination with Figment is a slow-moving dark ride where you join everyone's favorite purple dragon friend, Figment, in the Imagination Institute. You go on a tour of the 5 senses, and of course, typical Figment nature, chaos ensues. Y'all, I'm not sure what's in the water today, but that was what felt like one of the longest waits I've had all day. I love me some Figment, but that's always like a 5-10 minute wait. It was only like 20-ish, but even then, like it was a 35 earlier. Y'all are crazy today. But anyways, let's go ahead upstairs and knock out the final attraction here at the Imagination Pavilion, and that's the Disney Pixar Short Film Festival. The Disney Pixar Short Film Festival is a collection of shorts that were once featured theatrically with main Pixar films. You can catch 3 of them here inside the Imagination Pavilion. And not only is it a 3D show, but it's also a 4D show. Now, like with some of the other shows I've seen today, can't film it, so I'll be back in a little bit. And just like that, we have finished the Imagination Pavilion, which is most of World Celebration. There's only one more attraction left. Ooh, spread out. I like the Disney Pixar Short Film Festival. I wish it changed though. It's been the same 3 for a while now. Do you guys have any favorite Pixar shorts, like the ones that they would play, you know, before the movie or, you know, on the VHS or DVDs? I really love Jerry's Game, which was the old man who played chess against himself from A Bug's Life. Oh, Presto, that's a good one, the one with the magician and the rabbit. All right, quick time check, quick attraction check. We have 5 attractions left, and it's a little before 6 o'clock. I have all of World Discovery left to do, which has 4 attractions in it. And there's 1 left here in World Celebration, and that's Spaceship Earth. So let's go knock out the icon of the park. Spaceship Earth is the slow-moving dark ride inside of the quote-unquote EPCOT ball. This takes you on a guided tour by Dame Judi Dench through the history of communication and covers everything from the caveman days up through modern times. Spaceship Earth, Phoenicians thanked. World Celebration complete. That means we have 4 more attractions all over in World Discovery. And I bet you're wondering, why 4? Because there's Guardians of the Galaxy, Mission Space, and Test Track. Well, I'm considering both versions of Mission Space today. I did say I was doing everything. I'm thinking about saving Guardians for last, even though my virtual queue was called many hours ago. And technically, it is expired. They will still let me through. So I might say that for the very end, because if you guys are not familiar with the Disney parks and how they function, if you are across the threshold of an attraction at 8:59, because tonight the park closes at 9, I am guaranteed to ride that attraction, unless obviously something goes wrong. And that way I don't spend valuable time of the park being open waiting in a line for an attraction that I know is going to be incredibly long. Because even though I have a virtual queue, I can still end up waiting at least 45 minutes to an hour, give or take. The 2 sides to Mission Space are going to be Mission Space Orange and Mission Space Green. Orange is going to be your more intense version, with green being the less intense version. This ride was actually designed by NASA and is the closest you can get to training like a real astronaut. It's also the only Disney attraction with barf bags in it, because it spins, and it spins a lot. Guess what? We're starting with orange, more intense. See you guys on Mars.
Welcome. They're all yours.
This is also one of the only places you're going to see open mouth trash cans for reasons. Honestly, not too bad. I know a lot of people have real big issues with that attraction. I think it's fun. I think it's really cool just feeling that centrifuge just push you against the back of your seat. I think my favorite thing about this though is that NASA actually had a hand in making it. Like, it truly, again, is very EPCOT. People always say, oh, this ride shouldn't belong here. It's literally EPCOT. You're exploring space through science and technology. Well, we got the rough one out of the way, so we're gonna go hop back in line for Mission Green, which is the less intense version, and that's gonna be one where it just tilts you up and down, doesn't spin you around like crazy, and this time we're gonna take a trip around our planet instead of going to Mars. All right, well, that is both Mission Space missions complete. Obviously, green is way easier than orange, but I still like orange better. I think it's more fun. I like how intense it is. Also, Mission Green, I think, is like the 3rd time I've seen the Aurora Borealis today. at this time of year, in your kitchen specifically, I don't remember the exact Simpsons quote, but I've seen it on at least 2 other attractions. I don't remember which, but I think that's the 3rd time I've seen it today. We have 2 attractions left, and those are Test Track and Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's only about 7 o'clock, so I have 2 hours left, and I pretty much crushed this challenge. Test Track is the fastest attraction here at Walt Disney World at almost 65 miles an hour. You get to design your own car and then take it onto the physical course and test it out against everybody else. This is one of the few Disney World attractions that actually has a single rider line, and I think it's 100% worth using, even if you get separated from the rest of your party. And this version of Test Track is actually going away soon. It's actually gonna go down for a major refurbishment, and it's gonna bring the 3rd version of this attraction, which is gonna be inspired by the attraction that came before it, World of Motion. Single rider is obviously the way to go on that attraction, because I waited maybe 7 minutes, as opposed to the 40 it's posted at. So I think even if you get separated from your friends, family, whoever, I still think it's worth using, because if that gives you more time to go do other stuff. And I'm really excited to see what the newest version of this attraction looks like, Test Track 3.0, especially if it's gonna pay homage to older EPCOT attractions. I don't know how long it's gonna be down, they haven't said anything. This version's gone, which I'm kind of glad about. I don't really care for it. But that means we have 1 attraction left here at EPCOT. We have done literally every last attraction, except for my personal favorite in the entire park. Save the best for last, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Let's go ride it. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is the most fun attraction, probably on the entire property. In classic theme park fashion, you get recruited by the Guardians of the Galaxy to help save the universe. Now, there are only 2 ways to ride this attraction. Number 1 is gonna be the virtual queue, which is what I have. I joined it from 7 a.m. when I was at home, or if you happen to miss that one, you can join it from 1 p.m. once you're inside the park. It is a totally free lottery system. And the second is going to be to purchase an individual lightning lane, which do sell out very, very early in the day. There is currently no standby line for this attraction. You can get 1 of 6 pop culture songs from the 70s or 80s. It's totally random. My personal favorite is I Ran by Flock of Seagulls, but I typically get September or Disco Inferno. And my prediction today is going to be, I think I'm going to get Everybody Wants to Rule the World, because that's what I got last time. One way or another, I'm gonna find ya. I'm gonna get ya one way or another. And with that, we have completed all of EPCOT in one day. All 21 rides, shows, and attractions in one day. We did it. We saved the galaxy. We went underwater. We went to Arendelle. We went to France. We saw the Northern Lights 3 times. This is my absolute favorite Disney World park, and I'm so glad I finally did this challenge. I finally got to do everything in one day. And it frankly wasn't that difficult. The only time I ever really got kind of concerned was right after I finished World Showcase, because that took a very, very, very long time. Lots of long waits for things like Ratatouille and Frozen, longer shows like The American Adventure. Full disclosure, these all-day challenges I take on are not an easy task. They are grueling, they are difficult, and they take a lot of sacrifice and a ton of planning ahead of time. I definitely don't agree that these are the correct way to do these parks, especially at a park like EPCOT that requires you to literally soak up the immersive lands and the universes and the countries and the culture. So doing these ride gauntlets like I like to do are definitely fun and a fantastic way to like checkmark everything off of your list, but they are exhausting. But I love doing them. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys like our video, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, the way you guys get updates on all of our future adventures, and let me know in the comments, what's the next park challenge I need to do, because I still haven't done Hollywood Studios yet. I'm waiting on a certain roller coaster to reopen before I tackle that park, because that one is obviously saved for last for a reason, because I think it's going to be the hardest. And as always, thanks for making memories with us. I've been Adrian, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!